rare breeds, and promoting interest among other breeders.
Privately, we sell them for $100 a pair for the rare breeds off the farm. When you take them to the sales, it can vary.
He says in many cases, people who are allergic to chicken eggs can eat duck eggs. They were selling for $5 per dozen at the time of our visit, and total production was close to 3 dozen per day.
They've been outside now for a few weeks, and once they get out, production does start to peak. So they're laying quite well. My wife is involved with the farmers market in Saskatoon, and we put eggs in the store there. When we do get more eggs, she'll even have a small booth there, and we have information pamphlets that we give out to customers that are interested about reading about our farm and where the birds come from and how we feed and treat them.
During the growing season, the ducks spend most of their time outside eating grass and bugs. But they also get a prepared ration, which is adjusted according to the changing seasons.
Generally over the winter we feed 1/3 lay-in ration, 1/3 whole wheat, and 1/3 oats. We go a little heavier right now in the lay season. We probably go 2/3 with a layer. They are on free range though, so they do consume a lot of bugs and grass. Once the grass starts growing, probably almost half their diet would be grass and bugs.
Hodges finds that ducks do quite well in the often harsh prairie climate as long as he gives them shelter in the winter. This unheated building was utilized as a granary in the past, but Hodges has converted it into a valuable winter housing facility.
And we renovated it. Works great. It's very sturdy, windproof, so the birds spend basically from about the end of October to beginning of April in here. At that point, then we separate the breeding stock into their breeding pens. We do have individual pens set up here for that, but most of the time we just do most of the breeding outside where they have exercise areas as well.
Hodges told us ducks are easy to get along with if you start working with them when they're about a day old, and they provide a number of other on-farm benefits as well.
They're very people-friendly. They make great pets. We like them, like I said earlier, because we want to help preserve some of the breeds. But they are great. They can be used on ponds to help clean up some of the ponds, as long as you don't overstock them. We have sheep now. When we were in BC, we had a problem with liver flukes with a ram we had purchased out of Alberta. With the ducks, they consume snails, so they help to eliminate or control liver flukes. So they work well with other livestock.
After moving from British Columbia to Saskatchewan, Hodges has been pleasantly surprised by the strength of the demand for ducks and duck eggs. At this point, he's not selling duck meat, but hopes to have a slaughtering facility lined up sometime in the near future. Still to come on the PFR, a farm family with a modern, large-scale quail operation.
Quail is like a miniature chicken, basically, and you don't need as much room, you don't need as much feed, or it's a lot more economical and easier to raise.
You'll also find out why they're having success selling quail eggs to large chain stores. That's all coming up on the Prairie Farm Report, brought to you in part by FarmersBySell.com, where you can buy and sell almost anything.
Over 20 years ago, it all started with a single focus: to place seed and fertilizer with pinpoint accuracy. This concept has grown to a complete seeding system, harnessing cutting-edge technology on the biggest, most accurate seed drills in North America today, completely rethinking the way product is metered, delivered, and placed in the ground. Seedmaster offers solutions that pay you back year after year. Seedmaster, the leader by design.
FarmersBySell.com continues to work for thousands of motivated buyers and sellers every day. Whether you're buying or selling almost anything, FarmersBySell.com is the place to go. While FarmersBySell.com offers free of charge 1-month listings, you can get top-of-list positioning for 3-month paid listings. So whether you're buying or selling vintage machinery or almost anything else from modern farm machinery to farm real estate, check out FarmersBySell.com today. That's FarmersBySell.com. Right now, Bryn Morris is hard at work gathering fertilized breeding stock eggs on his family's quail operation near Ardrossan, Alberta. After starting out over 20 years ago with roughly 200 birds, they are now between 11 and 12,000. The business is called Brycon Developments, which combines the names of Bryn and his brother Con. Their parents, Arnie and Shirley, tried raising chickens before settling on quail, which is not very common on prairie farms.
That's another reason we wanted to go with the quail, is that quail is like a miniature chicken, basically, and you don't need as much room, you don't need as much feed, or it's a lot more economical and easier to raise.
The eggs from the layer birds are gathered by an automated system with a belt for each level of cages.
Just pulls the eggs all the way down, brings them up here, down through this eggabator, which is like a little Ferris wheel thing, and it just drops them on the tray here, so girls can load them in the packages.
Here, Shirley and her daughter Turin are busy packaging quail eggs. Shirley says this is a lot easier than how they used to gather eggs by hand.
Moving around all over the place with these, you collect them, you have to sit down, you basically package them, then you got to move the boxes into a cold room. Everything's right here. It's automated and it's a lot more convenient, cleaner, better for the birds, and less work.
Demand for quail eggs has been strong as consumers are finding out about their healthy properties. Shirley says they know a number of people who have been successfully incorporating quail eggs into their diets to combat allergies and asthma.
The egg yolk is actually bigger than the whites compared to chicken eggs, so you'll see a really big egg yolk. And the shell quality is actually a little bit harder than the chicken egg, and that's why you use a serrated knife to cut them open, because if you tried to crack it, it would just shatter, sort of. So it's best to take a serrated knife and just, cut the top off like so, and then you dump it out, and you got, see the quality, you can see that this is a fresh egg, and you can see that the white is actually kind of raised a little bit.
Here, Con Morris and his brother Dylan are working on an order for quail eggs. At the time of our visit, the operation had moved 430 cases in the past month, which works out to almost 250,000 eggs. Their mom, Shirley, says in the beginning they just sold eggs by phoning a few restaurants, but obviously their market has grown a lot since then.
Basically, all the superstores across Western Canada and several other, larger chains that are carrying them now, so they're accessible.
These are the fertilized eggs you saw Bryn Morris gathering earlier. Bryn's dad, Arnie, told us that chicken operations usually don't do their own breeding, but their operation is different because quail is classified as a game bird.
We have to do the whole, you can't buy this. This breeding stock that we have is a very rare breeding stock. It's Courtney's quail, and you just can't find that anywhere. So we do the whole thing in-house. Everything's in-house. We do it all from square one all the way to square 10.
The fertilized quail eggs spend 2 weeks in the incubator before they're ready to hatch. The incubator holds 5,300 eggs and has automatic egg turners and humidity control.
And after the 2-week period, we put them in these setting boxes, which are basically the same as the incubator, except they don't have the automatic turners and such. So right now I just finished placing a hatch, and I'm just letting these ones hatch out right now. There's probably a few stragglers left, as you can see. And I'll let them dry out. They'll be going into the big pen with the other ones by tomorrow.
These chicks are 2 days old and were brought in from the settling boxes. They'll be kept in this floor pen for 5 weeks.
Just getting used to their new surroundings. After they grow a little bit bigger, I can take put the auto waters down, and they got outside feeders, so they'll be well taken care of, and there's approximately 1,500 chicks in there right now.
From the floor pen, the quail go directly into the main layer cages. Looking after the birds is pretty much completely automated. The feed bin is located outside the barn. The feeding system connected to the bin is driven by a motor through a gear reduction box.
Comes up through the feed auger, and then there's a hopper bin inside here that feeds each level evenly. So we have a nice, and I have it set for every 2 hours from 8 o'clock in the morning till midnight. And it drives each level at the same time to this gear, and here's your chain that moves the feed. Just pulls the feed all the way around.
The manure handling system is also automated, carrying the manure away from the cages on a system of belts.
They end up going to the back where there's an auger on the floor that they drop into the auger on the floor, and it augers out to the loader waiting outside to receive the manure.
Culled quail are killed, frozen, and then sold to zoos and falconers, where they provide a healthy food source for birds of prey. Arnie told us they have found the live quail to be quite hardy, so they don't use any antibiotics or medication. Their oldest son, Con, has started his own quail operation, so any future expansion will likely happen there. Stay with us now on the Prairie Farm Report for a preview of next week's program right after this short break. Closed captioning of the Prairie Farm Report is brought to you by Seedmaster, the leader by design. To learn more or to find your nearest dealer, visit seedmaster.ca. See over 70 cattle handling inventions, systems, and concepts by getting the 7-title, 7-hour Cattle Handler Special from the Prairie Farm Report video library. You know, the best ideas for handling and working cattle come from the guys and gals that do it for a living every day. See dozens of facilities that fit almost any budget and are built with a variety of materials. Learning about one new concept or idea before you start building could give you a real payback. So don't pound a post until you've seen the Cattle Handler Special. To order, call today or go to farmvideos.com. It's called Shops Galore, and it's the world's best private collection of DVDs on farm shops. This 7-title, 7-hour package of DVDs features over 50 shops of all sizes. See a wide range of door designs, numerous heating methods, and a vast array of fixtures and tools. No matter what your budget is, whether you are starting your shop or renovating, take a look at this package before you do a thing. Order titles individually or save and get the shop's 7-hour DVD package by calling 1-800-667-8888 or shop at farmvideos.com.